manager, because at the end of the day, talk doesn't actually give everything. You have to showcase your project or something. So number one, learning, and you can actually learn very well or amazingly well with Jupiter. So with Jupiter, you are like one step ahead achieving your goal. So I think it's very much important for people to note it down. Like Jupiter is here for a year to stay. Community, seasoned tutors, experts to actually take you through these things. These are not people that actually read books or whatever it is. That people actually practicalize or spread their hand across different products. Indirectly or directly, product I cannot say. I have spent from COVID 2020 to now building 6 to 7 crypto remittance, meaning swap, crypto, naira, P2P, every other thing. So that is the only crypto industry I've actually said. So most times I am very much a vast experience when it comes to cryptocurrency, when it comes to settlement, infrastructure, and every other thing that comes to it. So now I am building credit. I have expertise when it comes to the OR payments, when it comes to reconciliation, settlements, legal risk, engineering risks, identity verification, and so many other things like that. So expertise and very other things. So you have to prioritize knowledge and experience over certificate. Very much important. So I think two things, right? I said I wanted to do a certificate. That is a certification, not a certificate of completion, meaning my skills is actually going to be tested to be rendered that certificate. If I don't pass, they won't give me that certification. So I think that's one of those things that you with Jupiter, you're actually getting everything. You do your case study and your certificate. So let's move to the next one, product leader. So basically, if you actually want to go into product management, I think it's very much important to learn from people. And I'll tell you the most important thing about having mentors, right? I tell people this. Mentors, when you have mentors, you stand on the shoulders of giants. And what it means is we can barely be having, we can just be having a 10-minute conversation. And you just learned all you need to learn in a 1-hour YouTube video. In a 1-hour YouTube video, right? In just having conversation with me. In terms of, oh, this is what we want to do, this is what we want to do, this is what we want to do, and all like that. Just me explaining complexity when it comes to credit access in Nigeria, when it comes to business credit, when it comes to consumer credit, and so many other things in Nigeria. It means product leaders, and those product leaders are available with Jupiter. Very much important. Those product leaders are available in Jupiter. So Jupiter is like the right place for you to go and learn. Just reach out to them. You have instrumental payment, you learn, and you actually become an amazing thing. Because let me tell you something, and I'm actually going to get to that statistics. There are quite a lot of jobs on LinkedIn for product management, and I would just want to tell you, before I got my job with SeedFi, I got offers from, I think I'm going to find a way. I think to get it clearly, I'm actually going to share my screen or something to share. I think I'm going to share my screen so I can show. I got offers from Fincra. Fincra is it's a fintech company, right? I got anchor for Fincra, for product management. I got anchor for lead electronic from Sterling Bank. No, I said no. I got offer from Beacon. Beacon is a power company, power data company. Example, let me just prepaid meter going on. And so people who should shuffle this data and actually source those data. So that's Beacon. I got offer from, what's the name of this company? What's the name of this startup? Let me say startup. Careful. I might cover AI, insurance tech company and stuff like that. So what are we saying? It's just, you need this thing. Your app is to find a product manager at your favorite company or at your favorite place, and you keep learning from them. You actually have to stay tuned to them, attend the seminars, belong to them, listen from them, and get one of those things. I think where you want to be tomorrow and where you are today, the difference is just you haven't heard an information that you need, or you haven't met someone. That is just the difference. Just one information can make you skyrocket from any $100 to any $10,000. And that is why people pay a lot of money for access when it comes to communities. People pay a lot of money, $10,000 for community. And that is why people in crypto industry or Forex traders, right, they pay to join these communities like, oh, because they need information. Information is really solid. And you as a product manager enthusiast or as an entry-level product manager, you need information. Information from you, from experts, from product leaders, and even your mentor as a mentor. I have a mentor, my mentor has a mentor. So that's how this thing keeps. The guy, Ademola, who is the founder of Flutter, he has a mentor. We all have our mentors. And the point is, Bill Gates has a mentor. His mentor might not be richer than him, right? But his mentor actually has some certain knowledge. that he does not have, or he's seen some certain things that he does not have. I think it's very much clear, right? So I think it's very much important for you to associate with product leaders. And where do you want to get most of them? Come to Jupiter, stay with Jupiter. You actually have a lot to learn with them. And the next one is project. Nothing can substitute project, because you are just starting, regardless of your background, of your educational history, learning a new skill. You have to put effort into practice. You have to practice, and consistency is really very much important when you're practicing anything in life. You have to practice. You have to like, oh, do you have to do a case study of this project? Oh, let me do a case study of Paystack. Let me do a case study of Netflix. Let me do a case study of Threads. Let me do a case study of Instagram. Whatever things you want to do, these are projects. And what this project do is they help you build your hands. They get your hands dirty. They help build your ideation process, your product thinking process, and it makes you like a better product manager, right? You see people, and when people are having brainstorming session, especially when it regards product or anything, you see product managers sitting down and they tend to like reshuffle and say, oh, we can serve this market. We can serve this market. We can serve, and it makes sense for people because that is a product thinking. Like you have to just analyze this and make it make sense for you. So if you are here and you actually want to become a product manager, this project, Jupiter offers this project, right? You see, I am actually like bringing you down to Jupiter because it's really amazing that you have an amazing institute or an academy here for you to learn an amazing stuff you want to learn. Catch Jupiter now. Let me tell you what you don't know. It costs 4.3 million naira to learn software engineering, semicolon. That's semicolon, right? People who call them early, what happened? They've learned and they've left. Now you can catch Jupiter early because the tech skill, it's becoming more expensive because people no longer want to like what am I doing? People no longer want to like see it as, oh, people are seeing it as, oh, quick end skills or something, but it's not. You have to dedicate your time. You have to learn and you have to do this thing. And it's very much important. You have to build projects. And this project you are building, these are case studies that Jupiter can offer you. So another reason I'll tell you is online communities. Online community, a lot of product communities here in Nigeria, and communities. Communities, what community means is that it's bringing together a bunch of like minds together. So you guys can think alike, you can solve problems together, you can connect with people, right? So people are really expensive. Experiences are expensive. But with Jupiter, you actually have access to this online community. Very much important, right? They have a community where you can actually stay with product managers like you. They drop job updates for you to apply for and a lot of stuff like that. And it is very much important for you. And I think the last one I want to tell people is LinkedIn. I won't lie to you. The amount of time you spend on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, if you put that effort into LinkedIn, trust me, before this year runs out, you're actually going to get amazing offer from employees. And I tell you, when I want to recruit, in terms of associate, entry level, anybody I want to like recruit, I think I was doing a little recruitment for Sterling Bank on business operations, right? And what I just did was just go to LinkedIn, just type business operation, check people's, okay, this person makes sense. So let me just send this person a code DM. Just send the person a DM. Hi, are you available for this role at Sterling Bank? So and so. This is the JD attached. This is our salary and stuff. So I don't waste your time. If the salary looks like something you're interested in, reach out to me and let's fix a call and let's talk about your background. And that is what it means. Use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very powerful thing out there. Forget the old people saying it is there's papaya to papaya, whatever thing they said it is there. Forget it. Go there and pick your own good and leave. People earn a lot. People see offers from LinkedIn. I have seen someone move from $1,000 to $12,000 salary in the space of 3 months. What happened? LinkedIn brought this thing for him. It's just LinkedIn. Post on LinkedIn. Post everything you learn. Your daily learning cycle. This morning, I learned about product thinking. Let me write on LinkedIn. This is what I learned. This afternoon, I was able to say, oh, the user experience on GT Bank, blah, 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 is not good. The next day, you say, oh, GT Bank app is down because of the corrupt continuous integration and continuous delivery system. And stuff, whatever thing you want to do, post on LinkedIn. Let your LinkedIn be speaking. In fact, hold your LinkedIn very well than you hold your Instagram or your WhatsApp. There's nothing in WhatsApp. It's just status. Hold your LinkedIn very well. It's just status. You need this thing because when you become very good in your skill set or you become successful, no matter where you are, people will reach out to you, even if you are not on WhatsApp. Even if they'll send letter like, hello, so and so, let's reach out to you. We have a role in our office and stuff like that. But what I'm just trying to say is, as a product manager also, because you have a lot to learn, reading books, it makes sense. I think I did not put this in this slide, but when you read books, what it does is people who are actually authors, especially of this product management group, example, Eric Ries, Josh Kaufman, and stuff like that. when they or Patrick Ben David and all, when they write these books, these guys have like over like 40 years experience in business, product, engineering. So they are pouring out their expertise in a book for you to read. And what it means is you're actually learning from them, so you don't make the mistakes they made. I think it's very much important, right? Understand these things. And because you're an entry level, right? Getting an entry level job in product management might not be easy for you, because product management itself is not really an entry level for newbies. But it is not impossible. It is just hard. And what the hard means is you have to prove yourself. You have to drop a project case study, because people don't trust their product to newbies, right? We can't give you this product like, oh, you are a newbie, start holding our product, start making decisions, start making consumer decision, product decision, business decision. Even stakeholders, don't have conversation with them at all, because users are stakeholders also. And so I think it's very much important for us to understand this. You are just starting in product management, you want to start. The first thing you have to do is dedicate the last 6 months or the last 5 months of the year into learning. Learn with Jupyter. Move from learning to building. So that's your building stage. In your building stage, what are you doing? Build your project. From building, move to relationship building or networking. What are you doing? You're optimizing online and LinkedIn communities. Reach out to people. Let them know you can do this. You've done this. This is your case study. This is your project. And do it amazingly well. And trust me, before this year runs, I'm sure you're part of these people that are actually testimony December on Twitter, tagging Jupyter that, oh, it's been an amazing whatever and stuff with them. So I think that is just everything. You just have to understand that regardless of your background, regardless of your educational history. I know people, I have friends that dropped out from university, so it's not new. I know people that studied early childhood, even though I studied computer science, right? I know people that studied early, but it is not fact. It is not a limiting factor for you. You are the limiting factor. If you choose you don't want to do well, then you won't. But if you choose you want to, trust me, you will. Because it's very much important for you to build up your mind and know, oh, when I'm coming to Jupyter, I want to learn product management, and I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to be all. So I think that is everything I have for amazing people here. I don't want to like stretch everything. So we can build together. You can tell me details, anything you want to do. I am here for you. So it's been an amazing session. It's an amazing session with you guys. So I am available to take questions. I know questions actually going to take a lot of time. So I'm available to take questions. If you have questions for me, question about product management, about how easy or hard it is, about Jupyter, about anything, just ask me. You can actually raise your hand, or let me pass it to the ad.
Yeah, thank you, Ademola. Thank you for the insightful session. Yeah, so I think you guys can drop your questions on the chat, or you can raise your hands to also speak. Who's going
first? Who's my link? What is my LinkedIn profile? Ademola Ajijola, my name. My name is my LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Username, just Ademola Ajijola on LinkedIn. Just get me.
I mean, guys, you should have questions. I think Ademola has done like justice to the topic.
So I think it's very much important we have questions. I don't know what your questions are. Just know you should have questions. It's very much important, because you won't obviously get everything I said in just like 20 or how many minutes. So you ask questions, probably questions you actually want to ask people about you joining, being a product manager or anything. Just feel free, ask me a question. There's no foolish question, just ask me.
Yeah, I think someone wants to speak. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Oh, thank you very much for the wonderful presentation, and thank you for sharing your experience. I really want to ask a question. You mentioned something regarding learning.
Yeah.
And yes, I want to ask a certain question. Like, there are a whole lot of things to learn, right? But for product management, I really want to know if is there a way you said it yourself that is a generalized niche, but you have to learn upon some certain skills to be relevant. So can you mention like a few skill? I remember I think you mentioned something like design, that's product design. So I don't know if there's a way you can. I am saying so because okay, let me give it. I'm actually like in the fintech aspect, but I just finished up learning on marketing aspect. So I was actually thinking of transiting into product management. So I don't know if there are other additional skills that one can actually pick up along the line to become a competent product manager.
So
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Someone, I think before coming back to you, please, I'm sorry. Someone asked, is Jupiter platform free? Jupiter platform isn't free, but it is actually an amazing platform, meaning you can actually pay instrumentally. So you can pay, and I think there's sort of like a discount running out now or something. You can reach out to them on Instagram, or you reach out to the admin. They'll actually answer.
Yes. Let me answer. I think there's a question on the chat where somebody asks if it's free. No, it's not free, but for you guys that are on this webinar, we are currently offering like a discount to you guys, like a 40% discount. Ideally, the courses go for 100,000, but for those on this call, we are slashing it down to 60,000, meaning you get 40% discount, and the discount is just purely for people that have attended this webinar. So yeah, we will also drop. You can text us on the WhatsApp group, and we'll also drop a form where you can fill just for those that are interested. Yeah, I don't know if we have more questions, guys. We should ask questions. Why
So
Ademola
that's
is here.
amazing, right? Let me answer a question. So you're coming from marketing, right? So it makes sense for you because you actually have domain knowledge in marketing, so which is very much essential for you in terms of customer acquisition and some other metrics for measuring customer. So I think that's one. Number two, I'll say you should. I wouldn't say yes. So because I don't want you to like transition. You're transitioning in-house or internally in your same company. So you can actually take a course with Jupiter. I think they have like a structured module where they take you through your product ideation. I said design thinking, not really the access, not really the aspect of like product design that you actually have to take product design course. It's just design thinking. You have to just change your psychology as a product manager, so you can actually be able to reference with your product designer. So these modules are actually in the course outline with Jupiter, using some certain tools, Jira and other tools, and also product road mapping and some other stuff. They work with Jupiter. So they have like a structured outline. And okay, very much important, right? For someone who's transitioning in-house, I would advise YouTube, right? Not because I don't advise YouTube, but because, it's just like you are learning in an unstructured environment, meaning you watch a video now about product management, and the next video you are watching, there's every possibility that the author or the host is actually going to say the same thing with the former video you watched, meaning you just watch 30 minutes video, another 30 minutes video, 1 hour, and you've not been able to get something important. And that is why I actually advise structured syllabus for people. Jupiter has structured syllabus because it's like topic by topic by topic. Then you can actually use YouTube to learn more, or use other platforms to actually learn more. I think I've been able to answer your question. I think it's Baby Solar or someone. And because you're in fintech, Baby Solar, trust me, you have a lot to learn. So I think very much important. You have to just opt in and get your antidote.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, sir.
Okay, someone said LinkedIn looks so serious. I'm always skeptical to post any of my achievements because I feel it is not enough. I have not posted anything on my LinkedIn because I want a big achievement. So now let me tell you something. This is what I tell people. You want a big achievement? I wouldn't say you just have to wait for it, right? And you don't know when that big achievement is coming. But let me give you an example. I don't know if anyone is actually aware of this Chisholm working with Microsoft. So she got a job with Microsoft with just a blog post about Android, right? She wrote a blog post about Android and she posted it on her LinkedIn. Then a random recruiter was just reading through, normal blog posts, and she saw that, who's this person? And at that time, she has only like 6 months experience or something learning Android engineering. And that was how she got into Microsoft as a software engineer. So what I am saying is, we understand learning is a step. It is a progression, right? You start from somewhere. You don't just stand up big. There's a ladder you actually have to follow. So it means no matter your achievement, even if it's, oh, hello guys, I've just been able to pay for my Jupiter Academy course, it is still an achievement. You have been able to pay, which is really amazing. Number two, I have just been able to finish my Jupiter course. That one is even the best because people hardly finish courses these days. So you are done. Third one, when you tell people you are looking for an entry-level internship, it is easier because when they go to your profile, they can see your steps towards success. But you can't just come one morning and post that you are looking for entry-level role or something without nothing on your page. It's not blank. So I think it's very much important Very much. So, Comforter, I've answered. I think Oluwatobi, you have your hand raised up.
Okay, thank you, Ademola.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this session. It's been very insightful. I just wanted to ask about my career so far. So I have almost 4 years of brand communications work experience,
Okay.
and then because I wanted to transition into project management or project design.
Okay.
But then my organization decided to develop a mobile app, so I stayed.
Okay.
And because I was doing a course at that time, it was easier for me to flow because I was the one that was put in charge of it, because there wasn't really anyone who understood the tech at that time.
Yep.
So my question now is, I've worked on like a project for
Okay.
almost a year now. What kind of roles am I open to, considering the background I have? Do I have to look into entry-level roles, or I can just scale up my skills and then apply for something more higher level?
I think because you've actually experienced one or two touches on that product, or let me say project, you can apply for associate, right? Associate roles are basically people coming from, let's say you are coming from one business operation or something, you just come in an associate. It doesn't make you a newbie in term of entry. You're an associate, right? You are bringing your pool of experience from another field down to product, right? I think associate is something you can actually look up to. But I think because you have that your experience, right, managing one or two things, you might just need to like brush up, just prepare one or two things just to be like really cool out there. And I think you're actually good to go. I think that because you've actually had touches, right? You've had touches with the product your company built. So it is like a score goal for you, a goal for you, right? It's a win for you, your first win. So I think associate role, or you can go for junior, it depends, right? Is it in your company or you want to like move into another company? Let me get it right.
No. I want to move into another company.
Yeah, associate roles and all, it makes sense. And most time, right, it might be hard for you to get those roles. So I think you just have to like be on lookout on LinkedIn. Even most times, if I want to recruit associate, do I even post on LinkedIn? No, I think I just post on these communities and people just like send applications and all. So I think that's just one of, because maybe someone that wants to like work with me directly, probably the person call will just be product research or just doing certain things concerning consumer research and all in the market. So maybe I just need an associate for that stuff. So most times I don't really like, because the JD is not really long, or we are not, it's not as if we are bringing it in. So we just have to like just flow on communities, or I will just check people's LinkedIn and I'll just like send them DM. So associate is really like amazing one for you. And also you can go for junior, and depending on your responsibilities, right, with with the product, the core you handled and stuff, probably you were working with just the technical infra with the engineering, or you were the one, like you were the major key holder of that product, like you are the one in charge. Maybe you're just assisting your head of product or senior product manager. You can actually go for junior and entry. You can go for entry also, so as to like scale fast and all. So I think that's just it right here. But associate works very well for you. You have your expertise in your brand, 4 years in brand, makes sense. And also you've handled the product. So I think that works well for you. For you actually. So I think someone said mention getting mentor. If I can recall, I reached out to several. Oh, okay. Let me say these things, right? The worst way of getting a mentor is reaching out to people for them to be your mentor. No, it doesn't work that way, right? You can't get a mentor by sending me a DM and saying, come and be my mentor. Or I just started. No, people don't work that way. You reach out to people. We are like, hi, hello, Jamil. I'm a product manager, and I'm trying to run this case study in business credit loan in Nigeria. I've been able to see this, and I see you have expertise working with credit infrastructures and fintech companies in Nigeria. Can you take me through? You are coming with your problem that you want me to solve because of my expertise. I give you response, and let's say, oh, I give you response. Then from there, conversations can start coming up. Then I see you as someone who is serious. But when you just come in and say, I want you to be my mentor, it looks like a workload to that mentor, like, I want to start babysitting someone. So I think that is a very wrong approach, please. And very much important, it is very active for you to message 100 people and only one person will give you a response. It is very normal, because if you snap a picture, if you snap 100 pictures now, I am sure you won't post your Android pictures on Instagram. You will actually fish out the best ones. And at the end, you can only see 2 pictures that are actually good for Instagram. So that's what it means. So you have to just make sure you're actually getting your mentors the right way. Reaching out to people and saying, oh, come and be my mentor, it is not actually the best approach nowadays, because your mentor has a life. The person you're actually looking up to, he has a life too. He has things he wants to do. And we all know we have things we are doing in this country. So thank you very much, Greatness. Tolu Lokwe, you have a question? Hi, Tolu Lokwe. Tolu Lokwe. I think Tolu Lokwe is not here. So I think if you have questions, you can keep them coming. So just make sure, very much important. Greatness, please get that right. Don't reach out to people saying, I want you to be my mentor. That is not the right approach. You have to, and that's what I keep saying. You have to learn, right? Because even if you approach someone, you're not expecting a mentor to spot feed you. So you have to actually learn. Then you actually reach out to a mentor like, oh, I've done this, that, and that. So the person can actually say like, oh, you're also valuable. You are bringing value. Not like you just want to collect. So I think that's it all. Do we have any question here? Do you have questions for me?
Guys, we still have 7 minutes. So if you have questions, you can see.
Please ask your questions now.
Okay. I don't think we have more questions.
Sorry, I have a quick question.
All right, go ahead.
Yes. So I'm a lawyer that transitioned into product management, right? And I've been at it for like a year and some months. I'm trying to leave where I'm currently at to somewhere else. But the issue is a lot of times when I've scaled like the maybe like it could even be on the stages, maybe I'm on the last stage or something, I usually get this feedback that, you're not technical enough. And what I was told, or the mindset I had before I even joined product management, was that you don't need to learn how to code, you don't need to be very technical, just like have like a bit of knowledge about it and all that. But I just keep getting this feedback like, oh, sorry, we can't take you, you're not technical enough. The last interview I had, they had made me jump through like hoops and mountains, and I'd gotten to the last point where I had a chat to the co-founder, and then the feedback I got was like, oh, we are sorry, we are going with a better candidate because the person has like technical knowledge. So like, how would you rank having a product manager having technical knowledge, one, and then two, is it a waste of time to take like a course on like maybe web development or something?
Okay, your question is, they keep saying you're not technical enough, right? So is it a startup?
Okay, I've had like a couple of startups and then maybe one that's been like around for like a while.
So I think it depends on what they want. I think it's very much in more established companies, right? There are product managers, consumer, product manager integration, product manager core infrastructure, product manager credit, product manager. In those, everything I mentioned is none of your business, right? They don't need to know you, right? But because I think the market is just somehow now, so startups most especially just want you to like be able to like flow with everything. So you don't really need to know how to code. If you know how to code, it's an advantage, right? But also you can take courses on Free Code Camp about to learn certain things. You can take Harvard University CS50 course on computer science. It gives you like more opportunities to actually learn. And there are also technical product management courses that you can actually learn. Maybe you were unable to use some certain technical terms, and that is why, because I can't remember the last time I actually wrote code. I can't remember honestly. But the point is it's just certain things that I actually want to understand and all. But can I read API documentations? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Clearly, very well. I think that's what I was even doing this morning. So clearly, very well, and it works very well. So I think those things are like very much important, right? You just have to learn them. You don't have to learn how to code. But if you want to, still find an added advantage for you. But do you have to for you to become a successful product manager? No, you don't have to. No, you don't have to. Except you want to be a technical product manager. Like even if you want to be a technical product manager, you're actually switching from engineering to product management, not you starting afresh to go and learn or whatever and all. No. And that's why a lot of people have technical leads, they have engineering managers and all. So I think it's just very much important for you to understand certain things like API, just understand how it works. There's apiacademy.com. You can learn about API architecture, API security, API products there. And you have CS 50 on what is it called on Harvard University. Those things are free. You can learn about drop product architecture, how to use all those things. And there's free code camp also. It is free. You can learn about technical things, quality assurance testing, unit testing, performance testing, and all. So I think that's it for you, Abosede. I think I've been able. And do my your law degree, my mate, right, my co-manager, that's my co-product manager, Shalom. She graduated from law, also University of Lagos, and she has been a product manager for like 4 years. So she came from Paystack actually. So there's someone from law. I'm actually working with someone from law directly, like she's my co-partner. So having a law degree, it's actually nothing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a very good question. I don't know if you have more questions. We have like 3 minutes. Anyone? Okay. Yeah, I think in that case, we have someone to say something.
Okay, so another quick question. So can you walk us through like your daily routine as a product manager?
Okay. So I think this one is very much technical. So my daily routine is number one, right? I think let me give you 2 scenarios, right? So I think the first thing, because we are like in beta testing stage, right? So we do not have engineers on our team, right? We work with Enyata. Enyata is like an engineering company, they build function. So what I do is I stick with Enyata team, right? So I just because, and let me tell you, to be sincere, let me use last week. I had a very rough day. My first thing was to meet up with Doja back in the engineer. So Doja is an identity verification system. They help to verify BVNs and other stuff in Nigeria. So their widget was like not working really well. So I had a meeting with him. That's number one. Number two, also, I was just able to like test run my product, also very much important. I keep using my product all the time. That's number two. Number three, I was able to like go through other competitors in the market. Whatever I'm building, I have a lot of the products in folders. Currently, I think I have like 19 credit products on my app. So just trying to like check what other people are looking at, what their onboarding process is like, how fast is it, how seamless it is, and other stuff like that. Number four, I had meetings. I had meetings with my operations and my line manager. So I had meetings concerning credit and other risks that we actually want to do. But in a typical day where I have like a built product, what I actually do, the first thing I wake up to is my analytics board in terms of my mix panel. How are my users doing? What page are they visiting the most? Are they have what is causing this bounce rate? Look at my dashboard, and that is where I can actually get eventually have like loose ends from certain things. And secondly, we actually move into our backlog. We see what we actually have left. And if we have any technical debt, we can actually settle this. The third one I actually do, I have meetings with stakeholders, very much important. So we let them know about what we actually want to do next and all. The fourth one is just more like a product meeting, and we just look at our roadmap, what we have next and all. So I think that's what on a built product. On a built product, I deal more with analytics from mixed panel to GA and some other things. But data, when it comes to analytics is different in credit though, because in credit that we are doing now, I don't really deal with analytics more because we have data engineers, because it is like a very large pool of data, customers, BVN, and a lot of things. So it is not really my duty. My duty is just event tracking, page tracking, and stuff like that. What it means is, for example, whenever, and it depends on the type of CRM you are using also. Sometimes I work with sales. If we are using collaborative CRM, customer relationship management, if you are on Jumia, and you log into Jumia, and at a certain point, you popped out. So there's someone who knows that, oh, Abosede just logged in, and Abosede clicked on this place and she logged out. Something is wrong. So you just put that request to the sales. They call you and they ask you, hello, Abosede, we noticed you just signed up and you just logged in on Jumia and you've not been able to finish your order, because someone is actually looking at the board, tracking you as a user, and they notice something is wrong. It is from that side I can understand if there's like an issue with that feature or something. So I think that's just role of it. And again, the company you work with defines what product management means to them. I've worked in different companies and I know like different things I do product management. Some I mix it with marketing. I've done course of product marketing. I've done course of product marketing before. There was a time I reached out to Jamil, right? That I was doing a little bit of product design. It was because I just wanted to like understand certain things about product design. I did nano degree on UX with Udacity also. So it means you just have to like just keep, so you can actually like stay on top of the radar and on top of your career success or career ladder. Sorry. So I think that's just everything. So most times it is different. I have friends that are working in certain companies, or even in Sterling Bank, I know product manager. What they just do is just to submit requests. They don't really do anything, right? Nothing huge, it's fine. And I know some people working in some startups, they work like they want to die. And I know some people working in other companies, what they just do is just to line up data. And also, it depends on where you are. So your company defines what product manager means to them. So I think that's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you for that.
Thank you. Sorry, last question.
Okay.
How do you ensure that you are adding value to where you're working at now?
So I think the first question, I think this one is really like a little bit hard. I want to add, how do I ensure I'm actually number one, there's like a KPI, right? There's something that you actually like meet up with, and it's very much important. So if you're able to meet up with that stuff, it means you're actually adding value for you to reach out to it. And number three, again, you actually have to learn from performance. When I do review, I do review my line manager every Friday. I'm not supposed to do review every Friday, but me, I like doing review every Friday. And when he comes every Friday and tell me I'm doing well, I don't like it. Tell me bad things. Let me know what I can do. I know I am not Jesus Christ, and I'm not expert. I'm not an expert, right? So most times I have truthful conversation with the team I'm working with, my product designer and so many other things. And I think there's something we need to learn as a product manager. When I want to work with my product designer or anybody, the first thing I give them is I give them appraisals. Oh, really nice one. I'm going to say that you designed something amazing. Oh, amazing one. But let us do this and that and that. Because I make your head swell up, then I give you corrections. I don't just come in and say, oh, look at this line, look at this. You are not following the grid system, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it doesn't make sense. We are all human, right? And this type of correction, it reduces people's morale. And they don't see you as a good leader. Your impact is really even worse that way. But when you give people these accolades and the head swell up, then you give them like, oh, let's do this thing, let's do this thing. It makes them like, they even do that stuff with passion because they know, oh, this guy is actually there. Oh, so how am I adding value? Adding value, it comes with like business lead. Am I able to? Because let me reference to a food product, because this one is in beta testing, right? Beta testing. So I'm not really say, but in terms of this one is in beta testing, but you know, there are a lot of engineering errors and a lot of things when we're actually doing tests. So the value I'm adding at this stage is even too much because meetings. I spend my day having technical meeting with some people, and sometimes I even slip up in the meeting. From Doja to Okra to U-Verify to my back statement to Hyperveg to Jumio, different infrastructure that we're actually using on the product. You actually have to have meeting with them and understand. People drop their ratings, you understand. To see to regulations, bank regulation also is like, because we are working with a commercial bank, Sterling Bank, you have meeting with Sterling Bank risk team, compliance team, security team, and every other thing. So it's a very long day for me. So at this run, even in the time I'm not adding value, I know I'm adding value because this meeting is too much. But the processes are not really what matters, right? What is the result? Are we able to get result? Yes, we're able to get result very clearly. So that result is what I used to determine like, oh, I've been able to do this thing successfully. So adding value, work for you to know. To yourself, you might think you're adding value, but very much important, please work with your line manager. Your line manager can also be your mentor. Yeah, let me tell you guys, your line manager can, all the companies I've worked with, all my line manager, they're like my mentors. All my line managers, people you report to, let them stay close with them, give them, and also curiosity. You need curiosity as a product manager. Ask why, ask how, learn. You need 1% from everybody to gather your 100%. You need 1% from the guy who is an expert in the brand, the guy who is an expert in product design, the guy who is an expert in marketing. You need to learn those things to understand everything so you can be actually good. So I think that's the best. This is 105. I'm sorry for going above your time. I don't like it also in my meetings. I don't like going above times. I'm sorry, please. Sorry for too much talks.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, do you have questions? If you don't have questions, thank you very much, everyone, for having me. Thank you, Jupiter. Thank you, Jamil. Have a nice day, guys.
All right. Bye,
Thank you
everyone.
very much. Bye.